So, I want you to hit the dislike button. Did you do it? Something should have happened. If you've been on YouTube a while, even if you're new, something usually happens when you hit the dislike button. It came up a little clickbaity a while ago, this whole idea of YouTube removing the dislike button, and everyone thought that was something that was going to happen. It never did, but instead, the count on dislikes are privatized. I first heard about this news from Mr. Gigi, who is a YouTuber, in a sense, on the platform. I'm obviously not showing audio of his video because he curses quite a bit, which I have no problem with, except YouTube doesn't like that, and I don't want this video to do badly. I've linked his video in the description below. You can check it out. It's a very interesting watch, but he does not hold back on his opinion of this being stupid. And he makes a good argument to the point that I was like, yeah, this kinda is. YouTube released its own video, which I'll link down below, but they also did a whole blog on it, and I've read the blog. And basically, this is their response to cancel culture. Though they never say cancel culture, it's pretty clear what they're doing. Basically, they were saying that audiences or certain parts of audiences were targeting certain creators and mass disliking videos. They also addressed the issue of YouTube Rewind being one of the most disliked videos and saying, are you doing it because of that? Because that was an official video from YouTube, and it was one of the most disliked videos ever. But they say no, it's not because of that, and I don't think it is either. I think it's because of the adpocalypse. If you don't know what the adpocalypse was, a while back on YouTube, a lot of advertisers really tightened their guidelines on what kind of videos they wanted their ads to run in front of. Certain words couldn't be said within the first 30 minutes or at all. You couldn't curse a lot. Nothing graphic, nothing violent. The problem being a lot of YouTube is video games and people reacting to games. We also had a thing pop up where now on every video you have to say, is it for kids or is it not for kids? Again, more and more guidelines, more and more restrictions to kind of show what can be monetized and what can't be monetized. And it definitely makes it harder for future creators to want to get into YouTube because you're starting to jump through all these hoops to create the content you want or the vision you want. And definitely it stalls and kind of halts any natural growth or traction you can get to your channel and your product. So things that were very easily discovered, like fan films or short films, if they're any bit like maybe PG-13 border, YouTube's not going to want to promote that, which is really weird, especially if you put that it's not for children, because it's not family friendly. YouTube doesn't want to promote it, and ads don't want to play in front of it, and that hurts videos immensely these days. So the removal of dislikes, obviously ads aren't going to want to play in front of videos that have a ton of dislikes. I think that's why they're publicly removing dislikes. We can still see how bad our video does, but no one else gets to see it. Part of the reason of liking and disliking a video is instead of putting in a half an hour, an hour into videos, especially with longer formatted videos, kind of becoming the better ad videos, people could simply view the like and dislike counter and kind of gauge if they like the video or not. That is now removed from YouTube, and they kind of gloss over it in the blog and in the video. Like, they don't really mention at all, like, what they did in lieu of that. Just, you don't need it, you know? It's kind of frustrating. Apparently, there is this side of YouTube of them targeting certain creators and canceling them or disliking them on the platform. Mr. Gigi in his video says that it's people like James Charles who have other controversies outside of YouTube in their personal life. But the problem with these big creators is, yes, it does put a dip in their ad revenue, but it doesn't fully, YouTube has never fully demonetized any of these people, even when they are caught doing bad stuff. Like, you know, they get disliked, you know, their views go down for a little bit, their ad revenue probably dips just a little bit, and then, like Mr. Gigi says, 3 or 4 weeks, everything evens out again, and they kind of develop a new balance, or they kind of steady out with their ads, with their views, things like that. They claim it's small creators reaching out to YouTube and being like, we need help, we need, that dislikes are hurting us, blah, 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 blah. I don't know how the algorithm will handle this with YouTube and trying to naturally be discovered, or for it to promote your video. Usually when more people like it, more people will see it. But if people are disliking it, I'm guessing it still is not going to promote your video. So I don't know what's going on. Yeah, a lot of comments are, this isn't to protect small creators, this is to protect brands. There's even a blog from the co-founder of YouTube who, goes at length about how you need this for a user-generated content platform, because not all content is good content. But to become this mediocre, very bland, lackluster brand, YouTube is on the right track, basically. What do I think YouTube should do? I don't have an answer for that. I don't understand why they had to mess with it. I don't know. Because the way I see it, cancel culture is not sustainable. It's very draining to see, and I'm sure it's draining to the people who are doing it, and it's draining to the people receiving it. So I don't see cancel culture as sustainable. I see it as a quick fad, or something that is gonna stick around for maybe another year or two and fade away, Unfortunately for this, to make this big of a change to the platform, it doesn't do anything on the viewer side of it, but we don't know all the repercussions it will have on our side of it. And this is definitely not anything that small creators have asked for, as far as I'm aware, and is only stirring controversy, and it's only stirring more videos to pop up of people being like, what the heck, YouTube? What is going on? I don't know. And there's other platforms like this that don't have a dislike feature. I know TikTok, there is only the like button. And in some situations, when you're viewing a video, it is very concerning to be like, how do I voice my opinion on this if there's only one reaction to it? Or it tries to force you to give one reaction. YouTube, I don't want it to turn into that. It grew so much, and it did so much for so many people, for filmmakers, for people building careers. People have literally built a market around YouTube that didn't exist 10 years ago, 11 years ago. And it's really sad to see them trying to fix what's not broken because of a very, very small minority. It feels like, to take care of this dislike thing, the dislikes were a inconvenience for big creators, for big brands, and if YouTube only wants to take care of those creators, then they should probably just stop letting people create videos on the platform, because you're hurting the sustainability. When these big creators retire in 5 more years or 4 more years and they stop using your platform, they develop network shows, or they've moved to Twitch or things like that, you're going to be left with no one who wants to use your platform. This is just my opinion, and this is just what I'm receiving and what I'm guessing, based off of my experience with the platform, and me growing up viewing this and viewing small channels turn into big channels, and new channels start, and starting my own channel and putting my opinion out there, things like that. I don't think this takes away everything about YouTube, and I think a small part of us can adapt and overcome this, but it's going to take a lot of work. And I feel like YouTube is going to have to respond to all of the backlash they've made to this decision. Or they don't. They just ignore it, and that's even worse. This guy is just so happy and juvenile, and it's very fake and 1984 Big Brother feeling. He plays off the whole YouTube Rewind as ho ho ho, at least we now know what it feels like to, be disliked or get dislikes on our platform. How funny of us. And it's just very creepy and sad, and it's oh, my content doesn't care, my opinion doesn't care on your platform anymore. These small communities that pop up on your platform are not in the best interest of YouTube. I don't know, this just feels so, it feels so disconcerting. And he goes, it doesn't matter if a video has dislikes. If you want to watch it, you'll really watch it. Well, duh. But also, dislikes do help with a video. Like, if you're watching a video and you see it has a ton of dislikes, you're thinking, why? Like, what's going on that this is not working? I mean, the next step would be remove comments, which you can do on your videos. You can block comments. It's really sketchy when that does happen, but you can do it. I don't know. This is, like, I don't have a happy ending. I don't have a solution to this, but it's hard to see, and it's hard to watch. Someone who looked up to the idea that me in my small room in the middle of nowhere, Nevada, could put together something and someone could see it and see that my ideas are worth their salt, or my thought process or my opinion could mean something, and I could at least put it out there. It feels like that's being stripped down and taken away. Like, if I threw an idea out there and I could see the public's reaction of this is a great idea or this is a terrible idea, I know not to put time and effort into that idea. I can still see those dislikes, but as far as people reacting or watching, or the whole way it was formatted was feedback, and now I can't even, it feels like YouTube is removing that. Not for my benefit, not for me as a small creator's benefit, but for big channels' benefit, the big brothers' benefit. The bottom line, I understand that's important to these guys, but it's frustrating and it's sad. We either need something new or we need YouTube to get their act together. And I would love to see if they have a response to us talking about this. And so far, nothing. Like, literally nothing. Like, after this, they have a video in, I think, Arabic. I apologize, I don't know the language. And then they have a video in how to add audios to shorts. Like, a lot of this is tutorials and them promoting things. Sorry guys, my camera died there for a second. But basically, to wrap this up, I don't know what's going on with YouTube. I really hope there is still a way for small channels and small creators and new voices to be discovered, but at this moment, this is very disconcerting information, and we won't know the fallout of this for a couple more months. So that sucks. We'll definitely keep an eye on this, and if I feel the need to make another video or I see any response from YouTube, I'll let you guys know, but for now, this is where we are. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, you can like it. If you don't like this video, I mean, I guess you can dislike it. It probably won't do anything now, or it might, so be a great experiment. You can also put in the comments your frustrations. You can also support me on Ko-fi, on Ko-fi. It's just a website where I post some updates, things like that. I do have a Patreon. I'm working on building that up this coming year. So yeah, exciting stuff happening there. Twitter, I don't use it a ton, but I do post some updates there. And my Instagram story, I will post when videos are going live there. But thank you guys so much for watching this. A little channel upkeep. More podcast episodes are coming. We are filming those. I will be doing gaming videos in January. So if you liked any of my gaming content, I'm actually going to finish some games this January on there. And then these essays will become kind of a weekly thing. So thank you again so much for watching. Take care. Bye.